What if I told you I've got a secret dating weapon that has nothing to do with your looks, nothing to do with your lines, and nothing to do with your money? And in fact, when you use this secret dating weapon I'm teaching today, you'll start attracting high quality women without even really trying to seduce them. Now, this is a topic that nobody is talking about, but it's the real essence. It's the thing that magnetizes the kind of women that you've spent your life chasing. And by the end of this video, I'm going to give you all of the secrets. Now, one thing I want you to know is these secrets aren't just a step-by-step dating strategy. This isn't going to be a text her this, say that, wait 3 days, do this. No, this is something you have to feel inside you. You have to listen between the lines and let it hit something deeper. One of my favorite books, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, says exactly this. The truth isn't found in the steps, but in the way you absorb the words and apply them to yourself. When I learned this, I realized that every step-by-step method I'd ever used never actually worked because it wasn't embodied properly. So my intention here isn't to give you a scripted do this, do that approach to women dating and attraction, but to shift how you see attraction as a man and then shift something inside you so that you actually get the results yourself. I don't want you saying, Dan got me this result. Dan told me what to say and it worked, because that's not power. That's you borrowing my power. What I want is for you to feel this power inside yourself. So let's get into it. Now, there was a time when I would match with a woman, somehow manage to fumble her onto a date. I'd get all hyped up, I'd get dressed, spend hours getting ready, and then right before it, she'd cancel, or worse, just disappear without a word. It crushed me. And every time that happened, it didn't just sting, it made me furious. It felt like the universe was slapping me in the face, and I kept blaming women, blaming the apps, blaming the world for making it so hard to get to love. I'd even slam my door in frustration. I wanted to throw my phone out the window. And there were nights where I'd go out alone trying to talk to women, pushing myself to talk to women in person, and I'd still get wall after wall of brutal rejection. And the worst part, no one tells you why. No woman pulls you aside and says, hey, little boy, hey, you're good looking enough, but the way you carry yourself, it just dries me up. They don't do that. They just ghost. They turn away, or they say something savage like, nice try, shorty. And you're left to sit there wondering what the hell is wrong with you. I remember nights I'd get home at 4 a.m. exhausted, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, tears running down my face, wondering if I would ever figure this out. And the brutal truth that I had to face was, it wasn't just bad luck. It wasn't just women being cruel, and it wasn't my destiny. It was me. It was my energy. It was my way of being as a man. I didn't have the embodied masculine sexual self-confidence and leadership that women feel and lean into. I didn't know how to project the kind of masculine certainty that creates sexual desire and attraction without saying a damn word. I didn't have a coach who could tell me, hey, Dan, it's not your date idea that's the problem. It's the way you carry yourself when you ask. You see, most men think masculine leadership just means choosing the restaurant or paying for the coffee. That's kindergarten level, guys. Real leadership, the kind that makes women melt and feel safe, is about carrying the burden of decision and risk across everything. It's walking across the room to introduce yourself without asking permission. It's telling her what you want without being afraid of her rejection. It's inviting her into your world without needing her approval. It's embodying the unshakable energy that says, I'm good with or without you, but I'd love for you to come along. That's what women trust. That's what they feel safe surrendering to. That's what magnetizes the right women to you. And until you as a man embody this, it doesn't matter how many tips, scripts, or tricks that you memorize, they're just not going to work, because women feel your soul, not your strategy. And this is the first point I need you to really land in your soul. Women do not lean into men who feel weak, needy, or disempowered. Women do not choose men who feel weak, needy, or disempowered. As men, we like to think attraction is logical, that it's about ticking boxes. Good job, good body, good hobbies, good money. But it's not. Attraction is primal, it's visceral, it's energetic. A woman's body and subconscious mind are wired to respond to your energy, not your resume. And if she senses even a flicker of insecurity, even a whiff of you looking for her approval, even a slight hesitation where there should be certainty, her body and mind give you a full body no. It's not conscious, it's evolutionary. She can't explain it, but she feels it. It's thousands of years of biological wiring telling her this man is not safe to surrender to. And that's why you can do everything right on paper. You can say all the right things, be polite, be kind, be generous, and still end up ghosted, friend zoned, or rejected. Because women don't choose based on logic. Women choose based on how your energy makes them feel. And if you keep approaching dating like a man trying to convince her that you're good enough, you're already losing. First and foremost, let's talk about what actually happens when a woman feels attraction. Attraction is an exchange of energy. Attraction is when a woman feels your presence, your leadership, your grounded masculine sexual energy, and she decides in that moment emotionally, not logically, she feels this is a man I want to trust. This is a man I want to follow. This is a man I want to surrender to. That's all it is, man. It's not logic. It's not a checklist. It's a felt sense. And when you truly understand that, you realize your only real job is to make her feel that trust, that spark, that magnetism in the moment. Attraction then becomes an extension of you when you are fully embodying the man you claim to be. I have women tell me all the time, they say, I don't even know what it is. I just feel it off you, Dan. I feel your confidence. I feel your certainty. I feel your leadership. And it makes me want to be close. So when you stop treating dating like a game of tactics and tricks and you start being the man who women naturally want to follow and surrender to, everything changes. Not only will connection become effortless, but the women you attract will feel more aligned, more feminine, more excited to lean in. Women are drawn to men who influence them energetically. And your role is how you lead, how you communicate, how you show up. All of that is to influence her feelings. Now, how do we actually do this? You got to understand this. For a woman to lean in, she must trust at least three things. She must trust you as the man. She must trust herself that she won't be hurt, regret it, or feel unsafe. And she must trust the vehicle, the pathway that you are offering her. So, what's the vehicle? The vehicle is your masculine self confidence and self centeredness, your steadfast belief in you and the moment, zero seeking validation, your masculine leadership, your decisiveness, your emotional groundedness, your ability to shoulder the risk and lead her through the unknown. If she trusts the vehicle, she relaxes, she softens, she leans in. This is why just picking a restaurant is the very tip of the iceberg. Real leadership is about carrying the burden of decision in everything. It's about putting yourself out there, risking rejection, showing your hand first, taking the first emotional and physical moves, even if you get slapped down, because that's what a real man does. He leads. And she will only surrender to a man who shows her, not tells her, that he can lead. For example, in my 5-step texting framework, which is one of the core methods that I teach, the entire purpose is to show you how to spark attraction and polarize women through texting without falling into the friend zone, without getting ghosted, and without chasing women who have no interest. I know, and I've proven, that when you communicate in a way that positions you as the prize, someone that leads the dance and taps into her emotions instead of dry logic, you don't need endless messaging. You don't need endless good morning texts or asking her for consent or other silly stuff like that. The framework shows you how to guide her from the very first match all the way to her eagerly wanting to meet up with you. Because when your verbal and non-verbal communication is the vehicle she trusts, you eliminate most of the problems at the very first step. Now, my ideal woman archetype is simple. She's a feminine, emotionally developed woman who feels drawn to masculine energy. She leans in when she feels a man's confidence and when she sees herself reflected in his strength, when he calls her to rise into her soft feminine nature. I'm a driver and I attract women who want a man who leads, who creates a safe, powerful space for them to surrender into, not through words, but through being. It's not about facts. It's not about ticking off boxes or filling out dating profiles like a resume. It's about the feeling a woman gets when she imagines herself next to you, when she sees your photos, when she reads your bio, when she feels the energy behind how you carry yourself. She wants to put herself in the passenger seat and give you the keys and trust to drive. She wants to feel you leading her into an extraordinary adventure and relationship. And so your brand as a man, your dating apps, your Instagram, your in-person presence has to project that leadership energy. Because if you try to date women the way analytical men would, i.e., listing facts about yourself, trying to logically prove why you're a good man, you will repel her. You'll attract the wrong kind of woman, the ones who want to manage you, fix you, mother you. And you'll fall into the people pleasing frame, and then you'll push away the ones you truly desire, the high caliber feminine woman looking for a man to lead them. So, what's the key? You have to know who you are and who you're speaking to. I'm not trying to convince women to want a good man. I am magnetizing women who already want to surrender to a powerful, grounded leader. It's just that they haven't found one they trust. This is why in everything that I teach, whether it's that 5-step texting framework I mentioned, my attractive communication system, or my private one-on-one coaching, the goal is the same. Help you project the energy, the leadership, and the beingness that dream women are already looking for. And when you build your presence and your profile and your vibe around that identity, around who she becomes when she's with you, around the life that she sees herself stepping into when she follows your lead, you're bypassing her logical mind completely. You ignite her intuition. You activate the part of her that feels safe, desired, and alive around you. So whether it's your dating profile, your messages, your conversations in real life, the focus here is not, here's all my features. The focus is, here's the man I am, grounded in reality. Here's the life I lead. Here's the masculine sexual energy I invite you into if you're ready. Your job is to create the emotional bridge to show her without force that through your leadership, she can relax, trust, open herself, and build something extraordinary. This is how women buy into you. This is how they feel pulled towards you without needing convincing. This is how you create attraction effortlessly because you become the movement, you become the vision. And the right woman, the one that you dream of, she'll recognize it instantly. That's not convincing, that's deep influence. Now, what's the difference between true influence and being convincing to women? Convincing is when women like your vibe. They smile at your text, they tell you you're so nice or you're such a catch, and then they go sleep with the guy who actually made them feel it. Maybe you've had this happen to you. Maybe you've had women say, you're amazing. Any woman would be lucky to have you. And 2 weeks later, she's dating some emotionally unavailable, cocky guy who treats her like an afterthought. And you're left sitting there thinking, huh? That's the difference between being convincing and being influential. When you're only convincing, women enjoy your presence, but they don't choose you to let themselves go with. They take your free validation, they take your free lunch, they take your friendly attention, but when it comes time for real intimacy, they disappear. Real sexual influence, the kind that magnetizes women into surrendering to you, following you, loving you, adoring you, doing anything for you, is about moving her emotionally and energetically. It's about creating the feeling inside her that she wants to choose you without you having to beg, impress, or convince. Because, man, here's the truth. Women only surrender when they feel you have influence over yourself, influence over your own emotions, influence over your actions, influence over your own life. The best thing I ever did for my own dating life wasn't getting bigger muscles. It wasn't getting a nicer car. It was learning to invest in myself. It was getting in the room with mentors, men, and people who were already living at a level of leadership, masculinity, and magnetism that I aspired to. Because you will always become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, emotionally, mentally, sexually. And if you're stuck following the wrong influences, the pretty boys who get lots of attention but can't hold a woman's heart, you're learning the wrong game. It's not about looking good or sounding good. It's about being good, being solid inside yourself. Because when you're solid, when you believe in your own value, when you believe in everything about you, when you trust your leadership, when you know you're the man, women feel it. They can't explain it. They can't rationalize it. They just feel it in their body and they lean into it. That's why the men who truly magnetize high caliber women today aren't always the flashiest. They're the ones who influence women's emotions. They move her from the inside because real influence, it's rare in today's world. Just like those old school influencers who could sell out a product in 2014 with a single post. They didn't need millions of followers. They had a real connection, real authority, real impact. And today on the dating scene, most pretty boys on dating apps are just noise. Sure, they get matches, sure, they get eyes, but they don't have influence over a woman's heart and soul, because influence isn't about being seen, it's about being felt. And here's an even deeper truth. If women aren't responding to you the way you want, if they're only enjoying your company but they're not choosing you, there is a part of you that doesn't fully believe in yourself yet. Let that sit for a second. There's a part of you that is still waiting to be chosen instead of choosing yourself first. And until you fix that internal identity, no strategy, no line, no dating hack will fix it, because your external results will always mirror your internal levels of self-trust, self-leadership, self-influence. The second that you claim your full masculine sexual presence, the second you stop waiting for women to validate you and you become the man you were always meant to be, that's when everything shifts. That's when women start chasing you. See this analogy. When you're merging into traffic on a clogged highway for the first time, you don't sit there waiting, hoping someone flashes their lights and graciously lets you in. You realize quickly it's a dog-eat-dog world. Nobody's coming to rescue you. You have to own your spot. You have to put yourself out there, even if it pisses a few other drivers off. You make the move anyway. And it's the same in dating with women. It's the same in attraction. It's the same in the man that you've got to become. You have to stop waiting for women to pick you and make it obvious. You have to stop hoping for permission. You have to decide, I'm moving, I'm leading, I'm showing up. And you can either lean in or you can walk away. But either way, move, because I'm coming through. That's how you have to shift your internal identity if you want to be a man women choose without hesitation. A lot of men work on themselves endlessly. They buy another book, they watch another course, they sign up for another seminar they never finish. And worst of all, they're waiting to feel better. They're waiting to feel ready before making moves. And meanwhile, if you look at how they move, how they date, how they speak, there's still an obvious lack of self-trust, a lack of self-leadership, a lack of internal power. They're stacking blueprints, but they haven't embodied anything yet. And when a woman feels that, she doesn't lean in, she's repelled, she leans out. I don't care if you ever join one of my coaching programs, because if I can say something here that shifts something inside you, if I can help you see yourself differently, help you lead yourself more powerfully, then I believe the law of reciprocity will take care of the rest. Maybe it's in a year, maybe it's in 5 years. Maybe you'll meet the woman of your dreams because of this video and think back to this exact moment and realize it was this shift that changed your life. That's the power of true influence. Not tricks, not tactics, but who you become. And that's what women feel. They feel the difference between a man chasing validation and a man who moves because he trusts himself. I believe the words I say aren't just words. They shift something inside the right man or woman. They wake something up that's been buried. They call forward the real you. I know I have something important to say, something that hasn't been brought into this space the way I'm bringing it. And because of that, the right women, the right men, the right people are magnetized to me, not because of tactics, not because of scripts, but because of who I'm being. Attraction is 93% nonverbal. And if you want a woman to lean into you, you damn well better have internal conviction, self-trust, an unshakable sense of who you are. You don't wait for women to validate you before you feel powerful. You don't wait for a match before you feel worthy. You don't wait for likes or comments before you share your truth. You go first. You lead, because that's what a man of power does. That's how you create magnetic attraction without needing to sell yourself, market yourself. You stop waiting to be chosen. You choose yourself every single day. If you want to be the man who shifts the room just by walking into it, then understand this. The best men, the real kings, they don't wait to be chosen. They choose themselves. And because they choose themselves, they create this powerful, beautiful detachment. They don't need validation. They don't need the woman to say yes. They don't need attention to feel powerful. And because of that, they become magnetic. When you're detached from outcome, when you lead from fullness, women feel it. They feel it before they hear a single word you say. Your presence, your energy, your leadership. It speaks before you even open your mouth. You're always transmitting. Your brand, meaning how you move, how you show up, how you lead, is always a mirror of your internal identity. And the ability to attract women effortlessly, without chasing, without performing, without bending over backwards, that's the secret that most men never master. But it comes down to this, your internal identity. Now, I know not every man will get this. Some will hear these words and think, what the hell is Dan even talking about? Where's the 5 opening line trick book that I was promised? And that's fine, because for some men, the truth will land. You'll feel it inside you. You'll know you're hearing something you've been missing. You'll feel the difference between playing the game and becoming the man women naturally chase. There will always be two kinds of men. The man who stays stuck, waiting to feel ready, looking for external tricks and tips to solve his woman problems. And the second man, the man who wakes up and realizes the power has been inside him the whole damn time. I remember years ago finding a mentor whose words honestly didn't make sense to me at first. I thought I'd been ripped off. I thought, this isn't giving me the answers I want. I thought I wanted tips and tricks, but I couldn't stop watching, because even though my head didn't get it, my gut did. And when I came back with different eyes, listening differently, feeling differently, I realized it wasn't about the step-by-step scripts. It was about calibrating to a different level of being. It was about absorbing a new identity, an identity built from trust, certainty, leadership, magnetism. Look at any man who's truly crushing it in life and love. They didn't get there by stacking pickup lines, man. They built influence over themselves first. That's what makes attraction effortless. That's what magnetizes dream women without force or gimmicks. It's not about tactics. It's not about strategies. It's about who you are becoming as a man. When you master this, you'll never chase again. You'll never wait to be picked. You'll move, and the world and the right women will move with you. Now, if you want help locking this into your life for real, there's a complimentary 50-minute training, and you'll find the links in the description. You'll see exactly how to start becoming the man women feel and chase. And if you're ready to feel my presence and power in person immediately, you can also book below, there's a link below, a complimentary personal brand audit for 15 minutes on Zoom. And you'll get direct time with me, and we'll break down what you're projecting, what women are picking up on, and we'll build a roadmap to fix it. And finally, make sure you're following me on Instagram for daily, short, sharp reminders that keep you calibrated to your next level. The Instagram link's in the description as well. That's it for today.